Hey there, horror movie tea sippers.
The following podcast episode will contain spoilers for the movie we are about to review. If you have not seen the movie and do not wish to have anything ruined prematurely, please do not continue to watch or listen until you have seen the movie.
And welcome to the Horror Movie Tea Podcast. Today, we are covering Black Christmas from 2006. So, for those new listening, we've already covered the original Black Christmas from the 70s, and we've also covered the woke version from 2019. So, we're meeting ourselves in the middle and doing the one from 2006.
I don't know about woke.
Well, it was
very anti-patriarchy, but...
Well, okay, I'm just doing it. That's what I think of it in my head as like a way to remember it. Because it's like a feminist, anti-patriarchal like movie or whatever. That's a lot.
Fair.
Like, I'm not saying woke as an insult. I'm saying that's just a focus that it has. Mm-hmm. But yeah. But before we go into the review, let's grab our cups and talk about tea. Questioning me.
Question everything.
Today, I am drinking the Republic of Tea Comfort and Joy Tea. It's got black tea, cinnamon, cloves, licorice root, and apple bites. Apple bits. Apple bits. Yep, there you go.
And I am drinking Republic of Tea's peppermint bark tea. And it has organic peppermint, organic green rooibos, organic cocoa extract, natural flavors, organic blackberry leaves, and organic monk fruit.
And thank you to the Republic of Tea for allowing us to continue to do what we love. And for our tea sippers out there, brew yourself a cup of tea. Sit back, relax, and we hope you enjoy the review. So, for the summary, I'll make it brief because this is the third time we're covering one of these movies. It's a sorority house, and people are getting murdered, and a lot of the bodies end up in the attic.
Yeah.
So, that's what you need to know. So, for entertainment, I will say, to this movie's credit, they did try and steer a little bit from the original by adding an additional twist that there's two killers instead of one.
Yeah.
But it's like, it really wasn't that strong, and the execution of it really wasn't that great.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, Black Christmas kind of helped like inspire John Carpenter for creating Halloween. So it's like we kind of have to think about like, you know, the inspiration that he got and how like these movies reflect that too. And it's like, you know, with the original one, I like how vague it is. Like, you don't really know much about the killer. You don't really know like much about his intentions. The calls that he's doing are really like disturbing because it's like almost like torturous sounds, but also like sexual sounds.
Yeah. And
you're not really sure what to make of it. It's just eerie and creepy.
Yeah.
While this one,
it's not as anonymous.
Yeah. It's like they really flesh out. It kind of reminds me of like the original Halloween and then the Rob Zombie Halloween, where they're like, oh, we're going to give this one a backstory.
You know, I didn't think about that, but you're 100% right.
Yeah. And it kind of takes away.
They tried to connect everything, and yeah.
But it's like, that's what makes it scary, is like not knowing. And, you know, I would say out of the three movies, the 2019 is still my least favorite.
Definitely.
But to their credit, you know, this one tried to make a twist. I think they were trying to also make another twist. And so I give them credit for that. But
it wasn't as good. It fell short, but they tried.
Yeah. But so, oh man. So this one, I really don't have any desire to watch it again. To be fair, the original Black Christmas, no offense, was not that great to begin with. But what they did well was they were good at making it disturbing and suspenseful. While this one, it focused way more on the gore of the kills and how hard it was, how unstoppable the killers were. Like they were in a burning house and they still like popped up and were like trying to kill them.
They came into the morgue in body bags.
Yeah. And yet they were fine. Okay, well, but that's realism. But anyways, yeah, this one, like if you're gonna watch any version, I would still stick with the original because it does it the best still.
Yeah.
So this one I would really give, oh man, maybe like a 6.75. Yeah, I think I'll give it a 6.75. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's just, especially with there being so many serial killer movies, this one just doesn't bring a whole lot new to the table. And it even has scenes where someone actually accidentally killed themselves because they're trying to get away from the killer. They bump into, I think it is a garage door, and an icicle comes and kills them.
The house mother.
Yeah. It's like...
It breaks off and falls straight into her skull.
Yeah. So it's just... I think it... Yeah, this remake is disappointing. Because I feel like they were taking... They didn't really seem to understand the point of what made the original interesting.
Yeah, or scary.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I got for entertainment.
Yeah, I give this one a solid 6. It was alright. It was entertaining enough to pass the time, but honestly, I probably won't go back to it again. The original seemed better and more thought out.
Yeah.
And it was scarier because, one, he's more anonymous. And they never knew where he was going to pop up. He just was suddenly there.
Yeah.
And he kept calling, and they couldn't figure out what was going on with that. And they did call the police a few times. And there was a police officer there a couple of times. Like, they were involved, and they just couldn't figure out what was going on.
And that's even scarier when the police are involved.
Exactly.
Well, and then plus, like, I feel like the suspense in the kills between the original and this one, the suspense is very short.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, oh, if something's going to happen, oh, there it happened.
There it is.
The other one, you can see him stalking the girls around the house. And even, like, in the scenes where they do die, it's like he takes his time to watch them.
Yes.
And it makes it all the more, like, unnerving.
Yes.
Yeah.
This one, they relied a lot more on gore for the creep factor instead of the actual psychological creep factor.
Yeah, and this one was nasty. I mean, the fucking taking out the eyes with the nerve still attached and then hanging them on a Christmas tree. I do not like eye stuff. I was not okay with that.
I knew too. She warned me. She was like, there were things that made me super uncomfortable. I'm like, eyes, teeth, or nails.
I mean, it's like, it is kind of, but it's like even... Aside from the fact that eye stuff bothers me, the concept of that is so stupid and funny.
Yes.
It's like they're fucking hanging eyes like freaking ornaments on a Christmas tree.
Yes.
And they're like, join our family.
That's the point. You're all part of our family now.
It's like, but that's...
Then why are you killing them?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just okay. Like, it was alright.
The motivation was really weak.
Yeah, it was. He tries to break out every year to get back home for Christmas. So, okay, that's cool, I guess. There are just so many questions that I had about this movie that kept taking me out of the entertainment experience. And just choices that were made throughout the movie that didn't make that much sense. And it just was a cluster, honestly, for most of the movie. And I feel like, honestly, in the first movie, it felt slower because they showed him, like, stalking the girls a little bit and watching them and all. In this movie, I felt like it was kill after kill after kill after kill.
Yes.
Like, we didn't have time to be creeped out about one kill or another because it was just suddenly we're on to the next kill.
Yeah, it's like the first movie was a slow burn.
Yeah.
Well, this one just, like, gets right to the chase.
Yeah.
But then that makes it less exciting.
It does.
So the way that they up the ante to make it continuously be exciting is to make the killers, like, really hard to kill. But then it's just kind of like, come on.
Yeah,
like,
it's just more ridiculous. And also, it's been done.
Yeah.
To death.
Yeah.
And back.
Yeah.
In multiple franchises.
Like, I feel like, you know, if they did do it, and then they did manage to kill the killer, like, actually kill him, but they have no idea the rhyme or reason on what he did.
That makes it more scary.
Yeah, because then he's dead and they'll never know those answers. And they're like, who else, you know, has the motivation or like, who else would do that, you know? It's just, I don't know. It kind of like, you like it.
This one is almost chocolatey without actually having a lot of chocolate. Like, it has cocoa nibs, I think.
It's chocolatey?
It tastes kind of chocolatey. Like chocolate peppermint.
Cool.
It's like almost, not quite, but almost like a melted Andes mint.
Interesting.
Like it's an undertone. The chocolate is almost an undertone.
Interesting.
I like it. It's tasty. But yeah, anyway, back to the movie after that tea break. They did state, at least in the movie, that they couldn't reach the police, so they were at least trying. But again, a lot of the decisions that they made just didn't make that much sense.
Yeah.
And when you go that hard and that fast into the danger of the situation in a movie like that, it's hard to keep interest.
Yeah.
Because again, when they keep doing kill after kill back to back to back, it's like, so what? You start to not really care.
Yeah. Really, the one that I was most torn up about was the guy going into the attic because he's trying to protect them. He's trying to help.
I wasn't torn up about that one. I was annoyed at that one. Because, like, you know they're up there. Why would you even go up there?
Yeah. But I have some comments on that whole scene for the realism.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
In fact, you know, we can go ahead and jump into it.
Yeah, let's go to it. Let's go to realism. Yeah. It's like the effects of the movie were pretty decent.
For the most part.
Yeah, they were like mid-tier, like, you know, decent, 2006, you know. But it did very much fall into the trap of making the victims too helpless.
Yeah.
And so, oh man.
And the killer's almost supernatural.
Yeah. So like the attic scene.
Yeah.
I feel like the guy went down a little bit too easily. But even besides that, the two girls are watching him. And it's like, as far as they know, it's just one person. So it's like, that's two, potentially, if they can get the boyfriend free, the 3 against 1. Come on. It's like, it doesn't matter how big they are. It's like, he's still going to have trouble getting you down, especially if you're all putting up like a huge, like as much fight as you can. It's like, but no, they're just like, and then whenever the friend is...
They were panicking.
Yeah, and then the friend that was like in the floor, and then the one that was over her, she wasn't doing anything. Yeah. She was just watching everything.
Yep.
And, oh,
I think some of it is panic and shock, but that only goes so far.
Right.
You're now in a life or death situation, and you're standing there like a deer in headlights. Like,
yeah,
you're gonna die.
Yeah, but it's just like it was very much the we're helpless victims, and we're going to just let whatever will happen to us, and that was like extremely frustrating.
Yes. There were a lot of movies got a movie kind of moments and gore for the sake of gore.
Yeah. And so, kind of, well, maybe I am hopping through logic hoops here, but that almost makes me wonder if that's why the third remake ended up, or technically the second remake,
Third movie, second remake,
made like a huge like anti-patriarch thing, because they're like, oh, we're sick of the first movie and the second movie having the victims that tend to be women helpless, so we're going to turn it around. And like, I don't know, maybe I pulling
I think
it
it was
out of my
more
ass.
just a comment on the climate at the time.
Yeah.
I think
it's more of a commentary. Yeah.
But
yeah. But anyway, so that's always very frustrating to watch, because you're like, come on, and yes, while icicles can kill, I'm trying to remember. It's been long.
I'd have to look it up again. It's been a while.
I know icicles can kill people, but I don't know if that particular icicle was really
I feel like
enough.
that one was too small.
Yeah.
And too close to her. Like, if it reached terminal velocity, maybe. But it would have had to have been higher up, I would think.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
That one's some gray area. I wasn't sure if I should count off for it or not.
Like, I could maybe
just
see it,
seemed
maybe like
off.
piercing the side of her neck and then opening up an artery.
Yeah.
I
But
don't-
through the skull?
Yeah, the skull.
Through the skull.
Yeah.
I don't know. That one seemed a little
Or
off.
through her eye into her brain.
Yeah, if she looked up.
Yeah.
That would have made sense.
Yeah.
But no. It was through the top of the skull.
Yeah. And then, I don't know, my biggest complaint is some of the victims just didn't seem like they fought back that well. Like the girl in the bed where he was like touching her.
Yeah. Well, she was drunk. Like, she was out.
I think we're talking about the one that got stabbed through the eye? Where he was like, she was asleep.
Yeah, because
And
she was
then-
drunk.
Okay.
The friend had put her to
okay.
bed because she was drunk.
Yeah, that's fair. Though she didn't seem to be.
She was throwing up
Yeah.
because she had too much
right.
alcohol.
No.
Like, she
Yeah,
was-
yeah. But I don't know. So okay, I give that one some lax, but.
Mhm.
Oh, and then the
they didn't
hospital thing.
Yeah, they didn't really.
Her banging on the
whole scene
like
annoyed
first,
the ever living crap out of me.
Yeah, like first the hospital doorknob being like janky, and then second her pounding on the door and no one's helping her. No one can hear.
How about her running through the hallway past people?
Right, and no one's helping.
Was someone
yeah.
actively trying to hurt her?
Yeah. Like,
clearly and distinctly actively trying to harm her.
yeah.
And nobody helps.
Yeah.
I have that written down in here too.
Oh, okay. So for realism, I think I'm gonna give it like a 1.
So proud. I'm so proud. That's what I was going to give it as well. So proud. Honestly, like, just from the start of the movie, I was sitting here like, how long was the person under her bed? And she didn't notice. She's sitting on the floor, wrapping presents and all, and she doesn't know that there's someone under her bed. How unobservant do you have to be? And seriously, she looked like she had been wrapping presents for a little while. Like, how long were they waiting under the bed? Why would you give a criminally insane inmate a candy cane? I don't know about you, but as a kid, I would, like, sharpen it just for funsies. Like, that was just the thing you do. And I know it's not just me, because my husband does the same thing. Every time we each have a candy cane, we end up doing that just cause. That's just naturally what happens. Why would you give a criminally insane inmate one of those? No.
Yeah.
The hole that was made in his cell was way too small for him to go through. So I don't know why he even, like, went in there to check it and look all in it. There were pipes everywhere. Like, even without those pipes, he might have been able to squeeze through. Maybe. But there were pipes there. Like,
Yeah.
There's no way he would be going through there.
Yeah.
So, no. I mean, at least call for backup. What are you doing? Like, when he didn't call for backup, I set my phone down for a little while and stopped taking notes because it was just one ridiculous call after another. And then I was sitting here like, why would the main breaker be under the house? I didn't understand that. Like, it's in the crawl space under the house.
Yeah. Because if something's going wrong and you need to turn the power off.
I could understand, like, a basement.
Yeah.
Somewhere enclosed.
Right.
But in a crawl space?
Yeah.
That made no sense. Do people have main breakers in their crawl space?
Maybe it depends on the year.
Please let us know. Any tea sippers out there? If you have one, let us know. And tell us how old the house is. Please. Then I skipped again, like I put my phone down because it was, again, just one ridiculous thing after another. And a lot of the kills were super ridiculous as well. And just over the top. I skipped ahead to, in my notes, to the morgue. And I'm sitting here. Do these people not check in this town that people are actually dead before putting them in a body bag? Because not just one, both of the killers had been put in body bags.
Yeah.
And rose up and just started killing people again.
So I did check the accessibility thing.
Uh-huh.
And, yeah, who knows if in a different, older year it would have been in compliance. But yeah, nowadays it's definitely out of compliance because, well, first, accessibility, but also one thing that I didn't really think about is moisture concerns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, it's open.
Yeah.
A crawl space is open.
And when it's raining and stuff, it's like you're going to have, like, humidity
Flooding,
that's like...
humidity.
Yeah. But yeah, no. And then the killer having the birth thing where he has, like, yellow skin.
Jaundice.
Yeah. Oh, it's just jaundice.
It's jaundice.
That was it.
That's what it is.
Well, okay. Well, but did they specifically say it was jaundice? Or
They didn't specifically say it, but it's a liver disorder that causes jaundice.
And they said he had a liver disorder?
They had a liver, yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was part of his backstory.
Okay.
Which is
That was a
easily
very
skipped,
odd choice.
honestly. Like, it was. And it had no bearing on it. It was just a choice of how he looked.
Yeah, which didn't... If
You
anything,
could have
it
left
made
it
him
out.
look sillier.
Yeah, for sure. Door opening in the hospital is a major hazard. They would have moved her to a different room because she needs to be able to get out if there's an issue.
Yeah.
And any personnel that go in there need to be able to get out as well.
Yes.
No one's hearing any kind of alarm or seeing it or anything. when she hits the emergency button. That seems like a huge hazard.
Yeah.
If you're not able to notice that there's an emergency going on in one of the rooms, that's a problem. There's no police there to try to take a statement, keep an eye on her, ask her any questions, anything. No, just her. Cool. No one does anything while she's actively running through the hallway, past people, and running into people while someone is actively trying to harm her. I did, however, appreciate the fact that with the defibrillator machine, she didn't rub them together. That will actually harm the machine. You're not supposed to do that. So she turned it on, held them, it charged, then she used it. I appreciate that. Props on that. But yeah, I give it a 1. Otherwise, because the whole rest of the movie is stupid and makes no sense. I really do wish that they had kept it more anonymous. We didn't necessarily need the backstory. You're right. It is a lot like how they did Halloween with Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
We didn't need the backstory. That wasn't the point of the killer. The reason why he was scary in the first one was because he was just this anonymous, random psycho. There was no reason. There was no rhyme or reason of why he was doing it. And why that specific house, those specific girls.
Yeah. Because whenever they say, oh, he just chose at random, like, that's terrifying. That means that, you could
any
be,
house.
Yeah. It's like, you could be on that list, or like
any other house on that street. Could have been on the list. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just happened to choose that one. Also, I feel like an opportunity was missed in this movie. They had Agnes as another separate random character that had just apparently decided to sneak into that house as well and start killing people. For why?
Well, because she was his sister.
Who he tried to kill? Daughter.
Daughter?
Yes.
What? When did that happen?
Girl, did you fall asleep during this movie?
No.
The mom had relations with the son in the attic.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And she had Agnes, who was his sister and his daughter, which was gross.
So, yeah. Okay. I had
So, yeah.
blocked that.
But again, why did she try to kill them too? Like, she just went along and, my daddy's here. Why? Why is this a thing? That they're now just happily killing together? Guess the family that slays together stays together. I guess. I don't know. But again, opportunity was missed because I feel like they could have played off that instead of them like killing Eve, the loner girl in the sorority that was like obsessed with Billy and like had pictures and everything on her wall, had memorabilia and everything. I feel like she could have actually been Agnes.
That would have been cool. That would have been a cool twist.
I feel like that would have been a much better twist.
Instead of having, I'm not
like
going to say the word.
She went to that university, joined that particular sorority, and chose that room specifically because she wanted to get to know him. Wanted to know everything that happened that night, wanted to make sense of it. And decided, you know what? He was wronged. This is our house. And started killing along with him. I feel like that would have been a hell of a lot better and more interesting.
Yeah, that would have been really interesting.
So missed opportunity. Just saying. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, like I feel like just stick with the original. This remake and the 2019 remake just don't get it. Not the same. But yeah, thank you for joining us today. And as just said, let us know what you thought of the movie. And if you'd like to recommend a movie, game, or tea, you can leave us a comment or join our Discord. And if you'd like to keep up to date with our content, you can find our link tree listed below.
If you'd like to support us monetarily, we have a Teespring and a PayPal, or we have our affiliate link with Republic of Tea available. It does not affect the price of the tea, it just allows us to continue to do what we love. And you can find all of the sites mentioned linked below, but until the next time, guys, stay safe and stay spoopy.
Bye!
Bye.